host, Nick Wright, he was very funny this week. I think he he said Golden State initially, and then he flipped. I think that's isn't that what you did? You flipped.
Flip-flop.
That was one of your better takes. I like that.
Yeah, but I flip-flopped after the Warriors won. I feel like there's some honor. I picked the Warriors. They lost game 1. I stuck with them. They blew the Celtics out in game 2, and that's when I switched. Now, it does open the possibility that I could be wrong twice in the same series. But, Colin, you taught me this. You can't lie to the audience.
Right.
What we owe the audience is honesty. And here's what happened. I was hosting the show day before yesterday, and during a commercial break, I logged into the old Fox Bet app, and I found myself betting the Celtics to win the title. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to do that, then I think I got to go on TV and say I think the Celtics are going to win the title. I also probably shouldn't be gambling during the show, but, it's easy. It's at our fingertips now. And so my heart was no longer with the Warriors. That's what happened.
So the one thing that concerns me, and I've said this, generally I look at the stars and I predict who's going to win the series, and I took the Warriors in 6. But I said if Robert Williams gives me 30 minutes the rest of the series, they'll win. Because Golden State will score no points on the interior. The minute he didn't play, Kayvon Looney got freebies, and you can't stop him. Now they're scoring inside, they're scoring on floaters, they're scoring out. You're not going to beat the Warriors that way. But I think, much like the Miami series, when Robert Williams played, you become a jump shooting team, and it's hard to win that way. But I'll say this. This concerns me, because if somebody says Boston's going to win, I see it. I can see it. But Jayson Tatum now has twice verbalized his self-doubt. There was the quote a week ago, I don't know if I'm the leader of this team. And then there's I didn't call myself a superstar. And I'm like, dude, you're not Andy Dalton. Stop sounding like it. You're Matt Stafford. And there are times, Nick, when I watch him on the floor and I see that doubt. And it does worry me because I never see it with Steph. Doesn't that concern you a little?
It would concern me if the Celtics had to have great Jayson Tatum games to win. But they won game 1 and he was 3 for 17. Now I have to take some culpability for this. I put Jayson Tatum in club superstar and all of a sudden he's like, did I say I'm a superstar? I didn't ask for this. I understand. There's extra pressure once you're in the elite club superstar.
Right.
But, when you score 46 facing elimination against Giannis in his building, you become a superstar.
Sure.
But he is just 24 years old, and this is his first NBA Finals. And I also typically, when I'm looking at a series, the first and last thing I ask myself is, who's the best player? And it takes a lot for me not to go with that. Steph's the best player. But Colin, with respect to your favorite podcaster, Mr. Triple Single, is the next 4 best guys on the Celtics? Does it go Steph, and then Tatum, then Brown, then Horford, then Smart? It might. With Clay playing the way he's playing, and with Draymond playing the way he's playing, they might have the next 4 best guys. So I don't know that Tatum has to be great. And in fact, when I say speaking of, it's just something I referenced earlier, gambling, I think Jaylen Brown at 8 or 9 to 1 to win Finals MVP is an interesting bet.
Yeah.
Because I think he absolutely could win Finals MVP. And the Celtics have an odd history of the best player for the Cedric Maxwell won one, JoJo White won one, Paul Pierce won one when none of those guys were the best player on those teams. They were just the best in that series. I think Jaylen might be able to win Finals MVP.
See, I think Draymond Green knows exactly what he's doing. And there are moments. Rodman would go off the reservation for long spells, like he would disappear. Draymond knows what he's doing completely. When he's moving his legs slightly on top of Jaylen Brown, just enough to get near his face and annoy him, he's totally manipulative. Now, he loses his temper, but he always reels it back in. I do think he's huge in this series because I think he's a disruptor. And I don't think you have to be the most skilled to be incredibly valuable. And I think we have 2 realities in this series. Klay Thompson, because of the Boston defense, is just going to be what he's been. And Draymond Green on Jaylen Brown is going to curtail some of his greatness. I think, and Marcus Smart. He'll just get in their face and be annoying. And I think that's the reality of the series.
Okay, I think that's partially true. But let's talk about Draymond for a moment.
Okay.
Because you're saying he has the ability to reel it in. He got incredibly lucky. Like, he had a technical foul already. That game was in the balance, And all of a sudden, the referees are going to the monitor to determine whether or not they're kicking him out. And if they had, I'm glad they didn't throw him out.
Yeah.
I don't think he should. I think that if you are a star player, come the playoffs, you essentially should get 7 fouls and 3 techs, meaning we look the other way on your 6th foul, but if you do it again, you're fouled out. And we look the other way on your 2nd tech. Now, Draymond, I think, did 6 technical foul-worthy things in this game, but in that moment, I'm glad they didn't throw him out. But they could have. And Colin, let's be honest here. If he had been thrown out of that game, they very well could have lost and been down 0-2 at home. No team has ever come back from being down 0-2 at home in the NBA Finals. It would be first paragraph of Draymond's basketball resume if 2 of the 6 finals they play in, 2 of the 3 finals they lose, he's either thrown out of the game or suspended for a game. And he put himself in that position. To which I say this, Jeff Van Gundy floated this, and I think it's smart. I think the Celtics should start Grant Williams and tell Grant Williams, see if you and Draymond can get a double technical within 90 seconds of this game. And have Draymond right after saying to the whole world, oh yeah, I've earned deferential treatment. I love that I do that. Scott Foster has Twitter. He sees that. I think Draymond is playing an incredibly dangerous game, and much like Rodman, I don't think at this point in his career he's incredibly effective without playing that style. So I think he has to be the borderline unhinged style in order to be effective. But I think that the commentary after the game, where he said, basically, I know they keep me to a different standard that I've earned, I don't know how that's going to sit in the ref's locker room. I wouldn't be shocked at all if the Celtics try to bait him into an ejection in these 2 games in Boston.
All right, so when powerful people talk, we listen. We would both agree that LeBron has no problem being mobile. He would move again if it was better for him. I don't think he wants to leave the state of California, maybe Los Angeles, but the state of California has been very good to him. But Silicon Valley's been good to him, and that's up by the Warriors. So now twice he has said, oh, boy, I like Steph Curry. He knows what the Lakers need. Young people. Moody, Jordan Poole, Wiseman, Peyton. Ooh, Warriors have a lot of young players. Kuminga. He also knows he stays in California. It's good for biz. He also knows Anthony Davis doesn't work very hard and is not trustable. I think LeBron is really bright, and he's just letting everybody know. Boy, Steph Curry is... Come on, I don't believe he's just throwing it out there. I think he's sending a message.
Well, listen, I think he'd be foolish not to send a message, because the message the Lakers are sending is that they're going to run it back with Russell Westbrook, which is just abjectly insane. You can't do that, and if they do that, then they deserve everything that happens to them this season and what LeBron decides to do after this season. I do think that it's noteworthy. His contract's up after this coming year.
Yep.
And he has talked about the potentially moving. Now, that's in relation to playing with Bronny. But Bronny obviously won't be in the league. If Bronny ever makes the league, he's not even eligible for a few years. But Bronny wouldn't be in high school anymore after this year. Now, he has another son, Bryce, who's a player. Obviously, he wants to be around there. But your point about that San Francisco's not that far from LA is interesting. The other thing that I think is interesting is this. What will LeBron want to get paid? Because I know he'll be criticized for it. And not by you, but the same exact people that love Tom Brady taking discounts. If LeBron ever were to take a discount to go play for a team, people would say he's cheating, he's stacking the deck, it's unfair, they demand an investigation into it. But the guy's I know there was news this week, he's passed the $1 billion threshold. I was told 3 years ago he passed the $1 billion threshold. So let's say he's got $1.2 billion at this point. If he wants to finish year 20 with the Lakers, break Kareem's record, and then survey the entire landscape and see if he wants to go play for whatever, call it the minimum, anywhere in the league, I think he'd have that ability.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would think Golden State that's at least on the board. It can't be dismissed as a possibility.
I'll take Celtics by 6 tonight. What say you?
Celtics by 6?
Yeah.
You can make a lot of money. Oh, you said Celtics by 6. Oh, okay, I agree. I thought you said Warriors by 6.
Okay.
Yes, I agree. I love the Celtics minus the points. I love the Celtics minus the points, and I think it's possible that this is another lopsided game. I'm sorry for my reaction. I thought you were saying Warriors by 6. I agree. That's a good take by you. It's a good job.
Yeah, well, this is Take Central. You may want to listen to the show once in a while. You can take some of the stuff we do.
Okay, but I've also been following your picks, and iffy. I'm just saying, don't be putting your 401ks on these, America. Only bet responsibly. God, it's not NFL season. It's been a little rough going lately. That's all. But I'm happy you're on the right side of this one.
Your microphone's not working. Let's cut him off right here. Let's not hear.
I'm sorry. See you. Bye.
Nick Wright. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.